What's up, everybody? We didn't forget to film an intro, but we did not read out Hamill's accomplishments when we were filming this. So now you get to see me while editing film this. So today's guest is Allie Hammel. Allie Hammel is the sole player from Massachusetts on this USA field hockey roster for the Paris Olympics. She comes from Duxbury, Massachusetts, where she played for Duxbury High School and Loomis Trave. I have no clue how to say that. She went on to play college field hockey at Boston University, where she earned two All-American First Team honors and two NFHCA Northeast Region Player of the Year awards. After 2 years in the U.S. Women's National Development Squad, she played her first senior team cap on February 7th, 2020. She was a core member of the defensive unit that helped the USA earn a silver medal at both the 2023 Pan American Games and the 2024 FIH Olympic qualifier. She'll be on the back line this summer at the 2024 Paris Olympics. Please welcome Allie Hammel. Everyone, welcome on Allie.
Hi, guys.
All right, so we're gonna start with fan questions, which is our favorite segment of the show. So Maddie asked, how was your Olympic pathway experience?
So do you want me to start from the beginning?
Start wherever you want to.
Whatever works.
I played on, I started trying out for the US pipeline program around my sophomore year of college. So I started a bit late as compared to other people. And it was so much fun. I loved playing in the junior program, trying out for the U21 squad. And then I played on the development squad for 2 years, which was so much fun. And then I fully joined the national team in August of 2019. This will be in August, it'll be 5 years on the team, which is crazy. And joining the national team was like the coolest thing ever. It's all the players that you look up to. Then all of a sudden you're playing with them and you're like, oh my gosh, that's insane. So yeah, it was super cool. So many girls on the team took me under their wing, helped show me the ropes. And I'm so grateful for them. And then, playing up through this point, playing towards the Pan Am Games, Olympic qualifier, the hype around that was amazing. And to be selected for those events was such an honor. And now to be selected for the Olympics, it's like everything. When I was first started trying out for the junior programs, I wrote down a list of things that I would want to achieve. And one of them was to play in an Olympic Games, and to have that come true was just insane. So Maddie, I hope I answer your question.
So Harper asks, what is your favorite part about being on the national team?
I would say my favorite part about being on the national team is, I think a lot of people think like competing at the highest level, and that is all so much fun. But I think the connection that we've created with this group of players has been so cool to see, and the culture, how it's grown over time. I think that's my favorite part, seeing what we can achieve together, growing that culture and really going for something that we're all passionate about. I think that's my favorite thing about, being on the national team. And also it's pretty cool in general.
Yeah, I was just watching Jill's latest vlog this morning, and I just love, like, you guys all just have such a good relationship with one another, and it's just so much fun to watch.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing. We say connection is our magic, so yeah, super cool.
Bella asked, what is your pregame song?
Pregame song? Okay, so this depends on the game. It depends on how hype I am, or how I'm feeling, if I'm a little nervous. So sometimes when I'm a little nervous, I'll play more of like the Noah Khan. I love Noah Khan. He's great. Chiller music just to get me back into my zone. If I need to, get a little hype, I might play some more like pop, more rap. I wouldn't say I have a favorite song or even a favorite artist. I would say those are like the two genres or three genres I really like. Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to move into the actual questions, which we kind of split into groups. Um, so first is the background, which is kind of like
So,
just like you outside of the field and then also Boston. So the first question is you
yes.
recently got engaged.
I
How did he
did.
propose?
Yay.
Did you say how did he propose?
Yeah.
Um, so he proposed in my backyard up in Massachusetts. We have a house like right on the water. It was beautiful. And it was funny because he was telling me earlier that he didn't really have a plan. He's walking away right now. It's funny. He didn't really have a plan. And he was just gonna, see how he felt and go with it. Yeah, so we were like fake taking a picture, and then he was looking at me, and I was like, okay, what is happening right now? Something's happening. And he got down on one knee with this like beautiful background in my town, of the beach, and he was like, would you make me the luckiest guy? And I am extremely awkward. I am the most awkward human being. So like those in that moment, I was like, "Are you doing this right now? Is this happening? I can't make eye contact with you. This is weird." And yeah, but it was beautiful. It's like it's happening, and you're getting your like silly ha-has out, and but afterwards, I was like, "Oh my gosh, that just happened, and I'm so happy. It was amazing, and it was perfect, exactly how I would have wanted it. Just the two of us, so it was nice."
Well, congratulations.
Yeah,
Thank you.
congratulations.
Thank you. Now I got to plan a wedding. So
Well, Olympics first.
Yeah,
yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah.
okay, this is one of our favorite questions to ask, but not always the players like it. Can you describe yourself without mentioning field hockey?
Um, can I say I'm sporty? I'm a sporty girl. I am outdoorsy. Um, I I guess I'm just going to describe some of my hobbies that I really enjoy, or things that I like. I am a big tea drinker. I know that's weird, but I grew up on drinking tea. Um, my girl Crouton knows that. Have you had Leah on the show
Yeah.
yet? Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I'll talk about my pregame routine. Crouton and we drink tea before games. Um, so yeah, I have a chocolate lab puppy. Her name's Harper. She's 2. So we're always outdoors. We go paddleboarding. We take her for walks, things like that. I love to read. I love to cook. I make sourdough. I know you've had Jenny on. Jenny's big with sourdough. I started making sourdough very soon after Jenny started, and I'm not as good as her. I am here for it's functional and it tastes good and it works. So yeah, so I make sourdough. I love to cook. I'm not great, not phenomenal at it, but I love to learn new things and um, just like try different things. Love to, go out to eat, try new foods. Seafood, being from Massachusetts is a big thing for me. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's it.
we had Jenny on like the week after you guys had the big
Yeah,
sourdough class at her house.
That
yeah,
was
yeah. That was funny. Now everyone's doing it.
Right. So as you mentioned, you grew up in Boston, which
Mhm.
is kind of known for ice hockey more than field hockey.
Mhm.
What made you switch to field hockey?
Um, I really love how different field hockey was to any other sport. I mean, it's very similar to ice hockey. I think of field hockey as like an ice hockey game, but on a pitch like soccer, you know, very similar. Um, and I loved how field hockey was changing and growing and evolving at that time. I mean, we had just gone from what was it, the dead ball restart to a self start. rule, which made the game so much faster. And when I was growing up, I really got into watching international field hockey, and I loved how creative the players were. I loved how, three-dimensional the game was. And I think that really inspired and motivated me to continue to, learn new skills, which just further grew my love for the game because I would go out there and I would try these things. And I was like, okay, I'm actually pretty good at this. I feel like I can do a lot of different things and it's fun for me. I enjoy it. It never felt like work, you know. Um, yeah, so that was really a huge moment for me, around my sophomore, junior year of high school to all of a sudden be like, okay, this is clicking in my mind and I can see the game really well. And I think I want to move forward with, trying to play this in college.
So your mom also played field hockey collegiately
Mhm.
at UConn. So how did she kind of impact your field hockey journey?
So she actually taught me how to play growing up. She created a club team called Chicks with Sticks. And it was basically like all my friends that played ice hockey. She was like, oh, come try out field hockey. So, it was like playing with some of my best friends growing up. And so she merged with another club, HTC, which is the club out of Connecticut that I played for. Um, Probably eighth, ninth grade through high school. So yeah, she taught me like a lot of the stuff. No, I wouldn't say everything I know because she'll tell you, she's like, I don't even know what's happening in the game at this point right now. I just like cheering you guys on. But she really taught me the basics, the fundamentals, and what it looks like to work towards playing at a high level in field hockey, which is so impactful to me in my life. And, moving forward now, I still use some of the things she says, every day at practice.
I love it. A lot of the players on the current national team have either played with or against each other growing up since a lot of them come from Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
So have you ever found it hard to relate to the experience of the other players since you did not grow up in that area at all?
I would say coming from this area, so in high school, I played with a bunch of um, really excellent players. My high school, a lot of them played for HGC, the club that I played for, or other clubs in that area. So I think that was great to see. I had a couple girls even in my class go like Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, and that drove me and my ability, and that was like something important for me that I said, okay, these girls are doing it, I want to do it too. And then playing at BU, I also had a lot of strong players from the Northeast, which was great for me. It's like, role models that I could look up to and, push me to be the best version of myself on the field. Um, so even though it wasn't always easy, um, especially coming to, the U21, the development squad, where a lot of those girls have played together for a very long time. I think I am very grateful for the players that I was able to play with growing up in high school and in college. They pushed me to be the best version of myself to then prepare me for, those things that I was going to experience on the international level.
So BU has one of my favorite fields in all of college field hockey, and most of that has to do
They're
with the
great
fact
fields.
that it's on top of a parking garage, which I think is
Yeah.
absolutely genius. I
Yeah.
did we just built like an ice hockey rink at my college, and I was like, can we please put the field on top of the parking garage? I think it's
Yeah.
genius. But did you guys ever have any mishaps with balls maybe flying where they probably shouldn't have gone? While playing.
Yeah, so it would happen at least like maybe once a week. You throw an aerial and then all of a sudden it's over and you're like, oh no, hopefully that didn't hit a car. And you like wait for the sound and it doesn't hit anything. You're like, okay, I'm good, I'm good. And then you're like, oh, I gotta go get that ball that's down in the parking garage somewhere. Of course, it's like rolling everywhere through the cars. So yeah, a couple times. Yeah, a
Yeah.
couple close calls.
I feel like that ball collection would have been my
Yeah.
worst nightmare.
Oh yeah, it was terrible. It was terrible. Yeah, but it was always fun.
Most of the players on the national team come from ACC or Big Ten programs. Is there anything that you think about playing in the Patriot League that it taught you that maybe other players who don't play in that league did not experience?
So I will say, I think BU did an excellent job of putting a lot of variety in our schedule. So even though, we play in the Patriot League, which may be seen as like a lower level league in Division One, we played a lot of the, Big Ten ACC schools. And I will say, like, the Patriot League is very competitive and, both in sport and academically. And I think that was a lot of fun, every year to work hard, play against great teams, play against some really great coaches, and compete for a Patriot League title. So I think there wasn't anything that I really missed out on because we did such a great job of, one that was like a priority for us every single year, league, and then playing those outside teams, but also internally, like we pushed ourselves as a group on the team. And I can tell you, like, we played Amanda one year. I think it was my sophomore year, and Lafayette was just kicking our butt out there, like, and it was great to have all that competitiveness. So I think no matter what, you can find it in every league. No matter if it's like ACC, Big Ten, Patriot League, all the other all the other conferences, like they're all very competitive, especially in Division One. So
And you also don't have to travel as much for in-conference.
yeah, you don't. This is true.
It's wonderful. It's very like Lehigh and Bucknell, so Pennsylvania based, but
yeah,
not as much travel. So
yeah, not as much travel. Yeah,
no
this is true.
California games.
Yeah, no California games. Yeah.
All
What
right.
Kelsey Bing would do to not travel as much, right?
Yeah, that
What she would have done for that.
that schedule terrifies me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
no,
know.
thank you.
Yeah, well, now that they're in the ACC, they don't have like, because the rule used to be they had to play all conference games on the East Coast, but now that they're in the ACC, like I think North Carolina is going to California this year for those games, and I'm like,
Really interesting.
that sounds like a
Interesting.
nightmare.
It
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna confirm. Do you still work for Delta Field Hockey, or did you previous? Okay, cool. Just want to make sure we're using the right tense. Um, so you work at Delta Field Hockey as a coach and also as a recruiting director. What is something you love about working with the younger athletes?
One, I love, growing the game. I think that's something that's important for all of us on the national team. We see it as like our mission to get more sticks in more hands and grow the game of field hockey. Where we are in Connecticut right now is like there's not a ton of people playing field hockey, and we want to grow the sport in that area, expose more people to the game. But I love giving people the knowledge that I have. I think like something that's big for me is that if you don't transfer the knowledge you have to others, yeah, it's great. I can apply it on the field and I can play a game and use the knowledge I have. But if I can't give that to others, like that's a waste to me. So I love, giving that knowledge to others, helping each other learn. And, the girls that we coach, they're like sponges. They just take everything in that we say and they try their best to apply it on the field. And I think that's, it's so great to see their passion and their love for the game and, their want to, even if they fail, like get up and try again. I think that it's been really cool to see.
Where in Connecticut are you guys located?
We are in the New Milford area.
Okay.
Yeah.
I went to college at Sacred Heart, so I
Oh,
know
okay,
there's
cool.
a lot of schools in like the Fairfield area, but not as much in the northern area.
All right, so these we're going to transition to questions about the national team.
Okay.
All right, so you recently celebrated your 50th cap, and the team
Mhm.
is known to get up to some shenanigans for the celebrations, which I kind of saw from Jenny Rizzo's Instagram story yesterday. So, how did you guys celebrate?
So my nickname on the team is Ham because my last name's Hammel. And that's something that I have been called since playing at BU. We had a bunch of different alleys on the team, and they were like, "All right, your name is going to be Ham," and it just stuck with me. And I was like, "Oh, Ham, really?" But okay. So they Kelsey Bing got me a Green Eggs and Ham book and had everyone sign it, which is really sweet. And they wrote a poem, obviously involving ham. And that one part of the poem, they threw these little, like rubber duckies, but pigs at me. And it was really funny. It was like just great. Just to, we love our shenanigans. So it was perfect. Yeah, it was great.
I'm excited to see what you guys do for Crouton's 50th.
Yes.
Don't worry.
I'm like, we got to get some croutons in there.
Yeah, there has
Have
to be
to. When we were on tour, she told us, oh, it was at one point, she was like, "Did you guys know it's National Crouton Day?" We were like, "No, why would we know that?" Like, okay. She's like, "Yeah, it's a celebration of me." And we were like, "Okay." So
some.
don't worry, we'll have croutons.
So, being a defender, you guys tend to not get as much recognitions as just say the forwards do. Can you just share a couple of things that makes our defensive line so great?
So one thing that we talked about during the Olympic qualifier was how connected we were. So we play in a diamond type structure, and we talk about defensively like holding our zones and trusting our diamond. We did a ton of work leading up to the Olympic qualifier with that, and we talked about just going out there and doing our roles. And that's something defensively that just clicked for us. We worked so well together, moving and just trapping players in the zones that we set out for ourselves. And then I would say the second piece, we are a very diverse group. Like we have Ashley who has so many different skills that she can use on the field. Same thing with Carly. We have Leah and Maddie who go out there and, can sprint faster than anyone ever, anyone I've ever seen. And then we have Jill, who is excellent at, manipulating presses and finding the zones and the spaces to hit through and, find those really long balls. And similar, like I think I bring a lot of variety as well. And like my defensive structures, super important to our game. So I think as a back line, we bring a ton of variety. Same thing with like Kelly. Kelly can throw an aerial into the circle that you're like, how did you see that? Like, I didn't even see that. And her ability to like change direction on a dime, just insane. Like the variety that we bring on our outlet. And that's like everyone in our program, we're all developing those skills. So I think that really sets us apart and hopefully continues to set us apart as a backline as we continue to develop, through the Olympics towards 2028.
So, ignoring the Argentina matches, this is a squad that has like an insane DPC unit. What kind of goes into prepping the unit for games?
Well, so one big shout out to our goalkeepers. They do so much work in analyzing, does this team, have any tells? How do they flick? How do they sweep? Who are they targeting? So that is so helpful. And we have a review before every single game. That's like a non-negotiable. You need to know your role. You need to know where you stand. If it slips, if anything happens, how are we playing? Um, and we and we talk about how playing in the DPC unit is a mentality. So we talk about racing to space, like the race to the space to get in front to box out, and we have a lot of fun little things, but it's all a mentality of, okay, you're not going to beat me. I'm going to beat you to this space, and I'm going to body you up and not let you get a touch on the ball. And same thing as a flyer. I'm run, break down my steps, read exactly what you're about to do, and if the ball hits me, it hits me, and I'm going to take one for the team. I think it's just such a selfless attitude of we're going to go out there and protect each other and protect our goal. And even though we have respect for the other team and their ability, it doesn't matter. It's all about us owning that circle. Yeah, but big shout out to the goalkeepers. They are outstanding at what they do.
So you are on the older end of this squad that varies pretty greatly in age
Yeah.
range. Is there a younger player on the squad that you feel has taught you anything specific?
Okay, she's gonna love me for this. Ashley Sessa have you had her on yet?
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
nice.
So she is something else. And so I find myself sometimes I can flow into the more serious, more, I need to be perfect. I need to perform. I need to be everything that I can be for my team. And I think she teaches me that, I can also have fun with those things, and I can find joy in those moments. And, having a joke on the sideline, joking around with each other on the sideline and, making it a little bit lighter helps me go out there and play free. Yeah. So it's funny. She's taught me a lot about, not being so serious in those moments and enjoying the moment. It's been very helpful for me.
Yeah, I mean, from those walk-in pictures where she's just like having herself a time and everyone else is completely locked in, I'm just like,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah, she's great.
Um, what has been one of your favorite off-field activities that the team has done?
Oh, this is a great question. Off-field activities. Well, we love to have a good time with each other. We often do a game night, or we recently did a PowerPoint night, which was really funny when we were on tour in London. And it was just, 4 groups, everyone made a PowerPoint, including the staff, on any topic that you wanted to. Yeah, any topic. And of course, it was all about field hockey, all about each other, just funny jokes from the tour. But yeah, we do a lot of that type of stuff to bring each other joy, to, step back from the, very serious mentality of playing on the international stage, and, just have a lot of fun with each other. And it helps build our connection. Like we talk about, I said in the beginning, our connection is magic. So builds our connection, builds relationships with each other. And yeah, it's just really fun. I think we last the entire hour that we were presenting.
What is something you wish people knew about this team and the journey to qualify for the Olympics?
Oh, this is a tough one. I think people know how much we've been through over the last 5 years, but there's things, we've had a lot of ups and downs, a lot of uncertain moments of doubt within, what's going to happen next, what does our day-to-day look like, what does our next year look like. So I think that what I would want everyone to know is we've worked really hard for this moment, and I think people do know this. We've really built our culture and worked toward creating a group with a lot of connection and a group that really cares for each other. So I hope people can see that, but I think that's something that's been very important for our journey of just how much we've been through, and how that's, adversity, and how that's created who we are today.
So when talking about this team, we're constantly discussing how you guys center joy as a team value. The training block you guys are in is very intense. So how are
Yeah.
you guys working to keep the joy during this time?
Yeah. So a lot of it is like just small little jokes, connection with each other, like we talk about. But remembering that we're here to achieve something great and to go out in the Olympics and give it our all. And I think the joy in the Olympic prep and the joy in like the anticipation of what's to come has really been driving us. So of course there's, longer days of practice, weekends where we have practice, things like that. But it's all for the joy of, stepping out onto the pitch and, not representing just the 16, but representing the entire women's national team, because the entire group has worked for this. And, our entire staff, the entire, like all of USA field hockey has worked hard for this moment. And, like our country, of course, like it's huge to be able to go out there and represent your country. So, I think taking a step back and remembering the why of, like why we're here, why we're doing this, even when it gets hard. And, of course, we'll see what happens in the coming weeks. Nothing has happened yet, but I'm sure there will be some very joyous moments where we'll pull a prank or do something and you guys will hear about it.
After the team qualified for Paris and you took all your photos, who was the first person you called?
You guys are gonna make me tear up. I think the first person I called was my fiance Travis. He has, I mean, it's not easy. Like we live in Charlotte. We have our 2-year-old chocolate lab who is crazy. And when I'm gone, he does a lot of those things. Like he takes care of the house, he works, he takes care of the dog, he takes care of everything when I'm gone. And yeah, to have that moment and like be able to call him, oh, I'm really gonna tear up, like be able to call him and have that moment of like, wow, everything that we've worked towards is worth it. And it's not just me, it's both of us, and it's like my family and everyone that has supported me. Yeah, that was something really special.
Okay, so these are going to be more like Olympic specific questions.
Okay.
Now, so first question is, how did you find out you made the Olympic roster?
So we found out a day before it was publicly announced. Our staff sent out a message to the whole group, and I remember just sitting there, and my fiance is there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it just came out. And I'm like, I can't look at it. And he's like, you have to look at it. We've spent this long waiting. Like, you have to look at it. So I open it up and I'm like, okay, I can't believe it. I made the squad. I'm like so excited. And then it's like just relief like washes over you, because you're just so anxious, like waiting for it. I think we, have been waiting since we qualified. And so there's like so much, so many nerves, very anxious. And it's like the moment you open it, just relief washed over me. And I was like, I can't believe. And he's like, why are you crying right now? And I'm like, I don't know. But it was very exciting. It was really, really sweet. And then he proposed later that day. So that was great.
It sounds like a great day for you. Yeah, I was so happy that they told you guys so close to the series ending, the Pro League series, because like we like obviously we plan out the show and figure out episodes and everything, and I was like, I'm thinking like the week of like the 15th, like later, like I was thinking like this week would have been when we were getting it, and I was like, I feel like that's just so stressful to have to like go back, like you guys are gonna go back and then like not know, and like that's just so I'm very happy they like told you guys early.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I think it made it a little bit better.
Yeah.
So, has it hit you yet that you're going to the Olympics?
No, I think it was a moment of relief when we found, when I found out that I was going, but I really don't think it's going to hit me until I step on the pitch and I'm like, wow, I'm here. And I look around and I take it all in. I just don't feel like it's real. I was actually texting Kelsey Bing yesterday. Last night she was watching the swimming trials, same time that I was watching the swimming trials, of course. And she's like, guys, can you believe that they're going to be there and we're going to be there? And this is the same thing. And we're like, no, it's not real. It's crazy. And yeah, it's just not going to feel real until we're there.
Yeah, I was talking to we interviewed Carly yesterday for
Mm-hmm.
this week, and she was like, "Yeah, I was talking to Kelsey about how it doesn't feel real."
That's funny. Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, I think well, according to USA Field Hockey, they did clarify that you guys are not Olympians until you step on the field, which I think
true.
is a stupid distinction, but
it is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is.
It's a
We're
distinction.
calling you Olympians, so
well, no, the player trading cards say Olympic team because I'm not getting myself in trouble. And I did have to change the caption because USA Field Hockey messaged me. But yeah, I think it's gonna be like probably when you guys like either step on the field or I know like a lot of you guys talk about like when you're singing the national anthem that's when things start to really hit. So I feel like it's probably gonna be like one of those two moments for you guys.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So at the Olympics, you will be one of the two, in very loose quotes, players representing New England on the squad. Connecticut is not part of New England. Sorry, Beth.
Tell Beth that.
But do you think that it makes it any more special for you to be representing New England at this Olympics?
Yeah, totally. I think especially in field hockey where we're growing. I mean, field hockey is in recent years totally popped off in the New England area, but we are still growing. And I think to be able to represent, one, New England, but two, every single player that has played in New England, is playing in New England, that will play in New England, like that is a huge honor. And again, like I just hope to go out there and represent everyone well and inspire some athletes to hopefully, dream big and go out there and try it themselves. I think, that's, of course, we're here to perform and we're here to, play for the United States of America, but I don't think we would be doing our job if we didn't, go out there to inspire others to then, dream big and play on this team.
What are you most excited about for the opportunity to compete in the Olympics?
Okay. I feel like being in the village, well, one, obviously to like play in the Olympics, that's a huge opportunity in and of itself, but also like to be in the village and to, be around such amazing, like high achieving athletes. That's pretty freaking cool. And I'm super excited to be around these people. I mean, like all the golfers, all the swimmers, all the track athletes, water polo, rugby, like there's so many cool people and hopefully we get to meet them, but yeah, I think that's gonna be pretty cool, other than playing, of course.
Going off that, is there someone from another Olympic team that you really want to meet in the Olympic Village?
Oh, well, I mean, all of women's water polo, I think they're super cool. Like they are absolute ballers and they have won so many gold medals. Like that's insane. Yeah, I think that, all the golfers are also super cool. My fiance and I love watching golf. So yeah, I think that would be pretty cool to meet the golfers.
Is any of your family going to be heading to Paris to watch you play?
Yes, all my family will be heading over there. I'm very excited to have them there, and be able to watch them play or watch me play. Sorry. Yeah, so it's super cool. I'm very grateful that they're able to come over.
Yay, that's good. All right, so this is our last section. We are heading into the fun questions, even though all questions have been fun. So our first question is favorite person to room with on the team.
Ashley Sessa. They'll all make fun of me for saying that, but it's true.
Who do you think is the best singer on the team?
Beth Yeager.
We have to be nice to Beth because I just said her state is not in New England, so
Yeah.
give her that one.
And I mean that very loosely, Beth.
Do you have, or sorry, what is your game day routine and do you have any superstitions?
So I'm not really superstitious, but I do like to. I have a cup of green tea with Leah Krause before every game. Kelsey Bang always does my hair. I usually eat oatmeal before games. And yeah, I like to listen to my music, do some visualization, some mindfulness, and then just enjoy like the atmosphere. Kind of get into like how it's going to feel during the match. Yeah, that's my pregame routine.
What is your favorite spot, whether like restaurant or coffee shop in Charlotte?
This is a tough one. Um, hmm. We love to go to the South End. My fiance and I usually go to the South End and walk around every Sunday morning. We get coffee and we walk our dog, and it's fun. Yeah, they usually do a farmer's market right in there. Um, and we'll get flowers if they have flowers, things like that. It's just as fun. It's, a very vibrant city that's growing. So we love being here.
Coming from Massachusetts, a big sports history with especially Boston. Do you have a favorite athlete?
It's a great question. I don't know if I have a favorite athlete. I love watching any sport. I think just in general, like especially watching sports live, it's so much fun. And that's huge in Boston. And in Massachusetts, like the New England area, we love our sporting teams. We love going to watch them live. But I can tell you growing up, I always loved watching Mia Hamm. I think she's an absolute baller. And she inspired me to, dream big and go play for a national team and, an Olympics. So yeah.
I just realized I usually have a soccer background, and usually I just like point to it whenever you talk
Yeah.
about soccer. But you're
Yeah.
like field hockey now. We changed it.
Love that. Love that.
Where's your favorite place that you've ever played field hockey?
Oh, this is a good question. Can I give you two? I'm gonna give
Yeah.
you two. Well, it's really three, but one, I mean, going to Australia and New Zealand, so much fun. Like, just one, such a like both places, so cool, amazing. Both countries are amazing. Love playing there. But so I got my first cap in Argentina, in Buenos Aires, and I loved playing there. I think their fan base is so much fun. Like whether you play for Argentina or you play for the opposing country, like it is such a like vibrant, fun atmosphere. Everyone's cheering. They have so many people at their games. And yeah, it's always fun to play in Argentina. So yeah, I would say that's my favorite.
Earlier you said when you were describing yourself that you are a reader. So do you have any recent book recommendations?
So I recently have, I would say within the last year, I've picked up reading again. So I haven't read a ton of books. I would say if you want to ask anyone, you should probably ask Maddie Zimmer. We call her Zimmer the Skimmer. She's gonna hate me for saying this because we books that Maddie. Yeah, I would ask Maddie, and any recommendations she has, I basically am like, okay, yes, I'll read that next. Great, thanks. Goodreads, look her up on Goodreads.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right, Jill, any more questions?
Nope, I'm good.
All right,
You
so we're
are.
gonna do the on-air outro, which
Okay.
do I remember how to do this?
Yeah,
It's
what
always
would
the
you
real
even say?
question. Um, all right, so nope. All right, so that does it for us. Thank you so much, Allie, for joining us. We're gonna head into the post show now.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Allie, for joining us. We had so much fun filming this. Next week's guest is going to be Brooke DeBertadine. I think I said that right. I don't really know. We already filmed that one, but we will have our poll up for questions for Emma DeBertadine today and tomorrow. So make sure you ask some questions for Emma. We're filming that tomorrow. But yeah, we're basically done with the series. Emma is going to be our last interview of the roster. And then we want to do a special episode for the last episode. I'm not 100% sure what that's going to look like right now. I kind of want to bring back Fia. We've also discussed doing a captain's episode. Maybe bringing back Sessa just because her interview was her first one and was a little shaky. So we're not really 100% sure what we're going to be doing for that last episode, but I'm sure we will announce it very soon. But thank you guys for watching as always, and make sure you subscribe, like this video, do all the wonderful things. Go follow my Instagram if you didn't already, and go States.